What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to talk about arithmetic sequence. What is arithmetic sequence? A sequence that has the same difference between any pair of consecutive terms. Let's see some example. It says if a sequence is arithmetic, state the general term and the recursive formula. So I'm gonna write some examples for you. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. Is this arithmetic? Yes, because D is 2. The difference between each pair of consecutive term is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. 9 minus 7, 2. 11 minus 9 is 2. General term is in this form. Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d. N represents the order. D represents the difference. A represents the first term. Recursive formula is Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus d. So let's write the two formulas here. General formula. Tn equals to, the first term is 1 plus n minus 1 times d, and then we need to simplify it. It is going to be 1 plus 2n minus 2, which is going to be 2n minus 1. So now for finding the numbers, we can just assume a value for n, and then we can find out the numbers. For example, if n is equal to 1, 2 times 1, 2, minus 1, 1. The second one, 2 times 2, 4, minus 1, 3. 2 times 3, 6, minus 1, 5, and so on. That's how we can predict the numbers. Now let's write the recursive formula. Recursive formula is Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus 2. That's going to be the recursive formula. Next example. Three, 6, 9, 12, 15, so on. What is the difference here? The difference, 6 minus 3, 3, 9 minus 6, 3, 12 minus 9, 3, 15 minus 12, 3. So D is the difference, equals to 3. General formula, Tn equals to A plus n minus 1 times D. So Tn equals to 3 plus n minus 1 times 3, which will be 3 plus 3n minus 3. So that's going to be 3n. So Tn is 3n. So if n is 1, 3. If n is 2, 6. If n is 5, 15. So the fifth term is 15. The fourth term is 12, and so on. If you want to find out what is the 100th term, it's going to be 3 times 100. It's going to be 300. So we can estimate any number in the series. What about the recursive formula? Recursive formula is Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus 3. Next example. One, 5, 9, 13, and so on. This case, D is 5 minus 1, or 9 minus 5, or 13 minus 9 is 4. So the difference is 4. So the general formula is going to be Tn A plus n minus 1 times D. So Tn equals to 1 plus n minus 1 times 4, which is going to be 1 plus 4n minus 4. So Tn will be 4n minus 3. Now if we sub 1, it's going to be 4 times 1, 4 minus 3, 1. fourth number is going to be 4 times 4, 16, minus 3, 13, as you see in here. And the recursive formula is going to be Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus 4. Next example. 3, 7 over 2, 4, 9 over 2, 5, 11 over 2, 6, and so on. So as you see here, the difference, 7 over 2 minus 3 is going to be 7 over 2 over minus 6 over 2, which is going to be 1 over 2, or half. That's the same thing for all of them. If you do 5 minus 9 over 2, you're going to get 1 over 2 as well. So we have a arithmetic series, or arithmetic sequence. Then Tn will be a plus n minus 1 times d. Therefore, the first term is 3 plus n minus 1 times 1 over 2, which is going to be 3 plus 1 over 2n minus 1 over 2. So Tn will be 3 minus half is going to be 5 over 2 plus 1 over 2n. Next example. 12, 23, 34, 45, 56, and so on. How do we find the difference? 23 minus 12 is going to be 11. 34 minus 23, 11. 45 minus 34, 11, and so on. So the general term is going to be a plus n minus 1 times d, which is going to be, the first term is 12 plus n minus 1 times 11. 12 plus n, 11n minus 11. So Tn will be 1 plus 11n. Now, if n is 1, it's going to be 1 plus 11. If n is 5, it's going to be 11 times 5, 55, plus 1, 56. The recursive formula is going to be Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus 11. Next, ten, 7, 4, 1, negative 2. D here is 7 minus 10, which is 4 minus 7, which is 1 minus 4, and it's going to be equal to negative 2 minus positive 1, which is going to be negative 3 for all of them. So it is going down. It is reducing, but the difference is constant, and it is equal to a negative number, in this case, negative 3. So we have general formula is Tn a plus n minus 1 d, which is going to be 10 plus n minus 1 times negative 3. That's going to be 10 minus 3n plus 3, which is going to be 13 minus 3n. If n is 1, we get 13 minus 3, which is 10. If n is 2, it's going to be 13 minus 6, is going to be 7, and so on. So it is going down. Next, 2 over 3, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 6, so on. Let's see this one. 1 over 2 minus 2 over 3 is going to be 3 minus 4 is going to be negative 1 over 6. Same thing for 1 over 3 minus 1 over 2 is going to be 2 minus 3, which is going to be negative 1 over 6. Or is 1 over 6 minus 1 over 3 is going to be 1 minus 2 over 6. So D is negative 1 over 6. So we have Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d. Tn will be the first number, 2 over 3 plus n minus 1 times negative 1 over 6. So it's 2 over 3 minus 1 over 6n plus 1 over 6. That's going to be 5 over 6 minus 1 over 6n. Why 5 over 6? Because 2 over 3 is the same as 4 over 6 if we multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. So it's going to be 4 over 6 plus 1 over 6 is going to be 5 over 6. And here we have negative 1 over 6n. So that's going to be the general formula. So we have Tn equals to Tn minus 1 over 6. That's the recursive formula. Next example. 37, 29, 21, 13, and so on. D equals to 29 minus 37, which is negative 8. Same thing for 21 minus 29, negative 8. Or same thing for 30 minus 21, which is negative 8. So Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d, which is Tn equals to 37 plus n minus 1 times negative 8. So we have 37 minus 8n plus 8. So Tn is going to be 45 minus 8n. That's the general formula. Recursive formula is Tn equals to Tn minus 1 minus 8. Next example. 4.5, 4.65, 4.8, 4.95, and so on. The difference for all these numbers, the second minus 1, the first one is going to be 0.15, same as for this guy and these two. So we have Tn a plus n minus 1 times d. Tn equals to 4.5 plus n minus 1 times 0.15. So Tn will be 4.5 plus 0.15n minus 0.15. Then we have 4.35 plus 0.15n. That's the general formula. What about recursive formula? That will be Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus 0.15. Next question. X plus 4, x plus 8, x plus 12. The difference between each pair is 4. So the general formula is Tn a plus n minus 1 times d. That's going to be x plus n minus 1 times 4, which is going to be x plus 4n minus 4. That's the general formula. What about recursive formula? Recursive formula is Tn equals to the previous term plus d, which is 4 in this case. Next example. X minus y, x minus 2y, x minus 3y, and so on. D in this case is negative y, because x minus y subtract x is going to be negative y. So Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d. So Tn plus equals to a is x plus n minus 1 times negative y. So that's going to be x minus ny plus y. or we can say x plus y minus ny. And the recursive formula is Tn equals to Tn minus 1 minus y. Next example. -7, -14, -21, -28, and so on. The difference, D, is -14 minus -7, which is going to be -14 plus 7 equals to -7. General formula is Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 times d. A is the first number, which in this case is -7, plus n minus 1 times d, which is -7. So that's going to be -7 minus 7n plus 7. -7 and +7 cancels out, and it's going to be -7n. Next example. 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. What's the difference? We have 4 minus 2 equals to 2. 8 minus 4 equals to 4. 16 minus 8 equals to 8. So that's not a arithmetic sequence. So that's how we find out if we are dealing with an arithmetic sequence or not, how to find the general term, and how to find the recursive formula. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and have a great day.